Good morning, everyone. I hope all of you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. You know, and I'm sure a lot of you too, dealt with not being with family. But it's just this day and age that we are not always close to our family. But one thing, we do have ways of keeping in contact with them. With messaging and FaceTime and things like that. Didn't do that this year that much, but I can tell you what we did do. I live actually in a golf resort area, and they have a community center, and they serve Thanksgiving dinner there. You know, to me, like, it's so pricey, $39 a piece. But then when you think about it, the way the prices the groceries are right now, going to the store, buying the stuff, cooking, cleaning up. And here's the thing. The holidays put so much weight on you. Well, if you don't have all those leftovers, then you don't deal with, I don't want to waste anything. I have a hard time with like throwing food out too. But I got to realize I'm not a human garbage disposal. I don't have to like eat everything just to keep it from going to waste. That's what I feel like sometimes. So it was kind of nice. It was kind of freeing to wake up after Thanksgiving and like, I don't have all those leftovers in the refrigerator. I've always done all the cooking and had a lot of people over. But, you know, it's a different time right now. So what we did is we have two neighbors. One I talked about who was recently, not too long ago, she was widowed and lost a son. She's really going through a hard time. But her son came to visit her. And then the neighbor next to her, another couple, they went with us too. So there were 6 of us total, and we went to the community center. And of course, when you're there, you run into people, you know. And so you're thinking, well, there's a lot of people that are not with family. The place was packed out. So don't feel alone. So we went there, and then I invited them back to our house for coffee. And I didn't feel like going to the store the day before. And so I was thinking, what have I got around here? So I had a lot of peanut butter. Mr. Bill loves peanut butter. So I made peanut butter cookies. They turned out excellent too. I'll show you a picture of them. Should stop there and show them. Well, I didn't want to go to the store. I was thinking, what can I make for dessert? Maybe invite some people over after we go to the community center for Thanksgiving dinner. And so I decided to make peanut butter cookies. Wow. They turned out so good. Just crispy inside and the best taste. This is our community center. They play pickleball back there, and they got a swimming pool. Sorry. Also, I found in the freezer that I had put a loaf of Amish banana bread. It actually tastes, the Amish one is kind of dark, and it tastes more like a spice bread. Very good, though. It was very moist and good. I feel like my thing is sliding down there. Okay. And so I had that, so I sliced it and had the peanut butter cookies. And then Joan, one of the neighbors, she said, I've got pumpkin pie and Cool Whip you want me to bring? I said, yes, bring the pie. So she brought that, put on a pot of coffee. We've been using those K-cups a lot, but Mr. Bill bought some Maxwell House coffee, and it just very tasty. You know how when you open the fresh can of coffee, there's that, just, It almost smells better than it tastes, doesn't it? So we had that and broke down and got some half and half because I've been drinking my coffee without half and half. Been using milk. Yeah, not bad, but I miss it. But I still got some left now, so then I got to get used to using the milk again. So, also, so the men, they were in the living room, and they were watching the Bears game. So we were, the ladies, we were out here on the sun porch, and we're chatting. So that was nice. Women need that. And then also, we watched Flashpoint. How many of you ever watched Flashpoint on YouTube? It's really good. And they watched the one, it's about Thanksgiving. So when you go, just go to Flashpoint, and then when you see the word Thanksgiving, watch that one. That was really good. But because they were talking about an Indian, I know a lot of you have heard about him, but his name was Squanto. Let me put my glasses on so I'll make sure I say this all right. But Squanto was captured and sold into slavery in 1605. He's the Indian who actually, I think a lot of us, America wouldn't be here, or we might not even be here if it wasn't for him. This one Indian. But it wasn't for him because he's the one, well, I should go back how he was sold into slavery. He was captured by some English, I don't know what they were, why they would be capturing slaves. But it was him, and there was like 20 other men, but I don't think they were Indians or not from his tribe. And so they sold him to Spain, somewhere in Spain. Well, he escaped and came to what is now known as Massachusetts or Rhode Island. And when he came back, he, of course, wanted to go to his tribe. Well, his whole tribe was wiped out with a disease. So can you even imagine this poor man to be enslaved all this time away from everybody you know, but to come back and there's nothing, not one relative. So he lived with another Indian tribe, but he never really felt at home. But one good thing, he learned English while he was in captivity. So I'm thinking he must have, how did he learn English? Because he was sold into Spain. Somewhere in there he learned English. So when the Pilgrims arrived, and they tried to plant the seeds that they had brought, and for some reason, they didn't grow. They didn't produce anything. And they were in a bad way. I mean, they would have died. But Squanto showed them how to plant seeds. I know you probably heard that one. But he planted them. First of all, he put a fish in each area he was going to plant, and covered it with a mound of dirt, or soil, I should say. In the top of this soil, he planted 3 or 4 kernels of corn. And in amongst the corn, he planted beans. Around that mound, he planted squash. And here's the whole reason. I don't know how they do that then. Corn takes up a lot of nitrogen out of the soil. It needs a lot of nitrogen. It actually kind of depletes the soil. I think tomatoes do too. So the beans, they get nitrogen out of the air and put it back in the soil, and that feeds the corn. Also, when the corn grows up, it gives the beans something to twine on and grow up. The squash around the bottom has big leaves, and these leaves shaded the soil. This caused it to help it to keep it from having weeds grow up because it was shaded. And it kept moisture in the soil because the sun didn't beat down the soil and dry it out. Another thing they had problems with was raccoons coming in and eating the corn at night. Well, raccoons hated the leaves of squash because they're prickly, and they would not cross them. So there you go, the perfect setup. But now we use artificial nitrogen. But I don't know how the Indians knew all this, but they taught the Pilgrims. And I'm telling you, I guess we wouldn't be here. Now, there's so much more. It was so good watching this program. But there's a book that, and I ordered it for Mr. Bill for Christmas. And it's called The Treacherous World of the 16th Century. Because this was in 1605 that Squanto was captured. But it was in the 1600s for the Pilgrims too. Actually, I think there was about 102 Pilgrims that came to Massachusetts area. But it ended up, there's only like 50 some left. And if it wasn't for Squanto taking them under his wing and showing them what to do, there wouldn't even be that amount, and we wouldn't be here. So the book is by William Federer, Federer, and it is $16.70 for a paperback. And we'll put a link down there because I know he's going to want to read it, but he can't read it till Christmas. I'm putting it away for him. Okay, so tell me, please. I'm turning it around. The sun at least is coming up there, yeah. Tell me about one of your best Thanksgiving memories. I mean, it doesn't have to be anything. Sometimes it's the smallest thing, or it's just the feeling of your mother, father, or even you when your family was young. So let's share some of the memories, okay? All right. Have a blessed day, and I'll be back. And if this isn't too long, I'll add some more to it. But we'll have some scripture and things. Okay, bye-bye. You know, I was thinking more about Squanto, that Indian. And can you imagine in his life being captured and all the things he went through? He might wonder, what in the world did I do wrong? Or that he was forsaken. I don't know what he even knew, but he probably just thought of God as a higher power or the great white spirit or something. But look, there was a purpose. There was a purpose in his life. If it wasn't for him, like I said, I don't know if they'd be in America. So you don't know in your life some of the things you're going through. Just where it's going to lead you to. I mean, here I am on YouTube. If I hadn't lost my husband or went through all the things I did, excuse me, I honestly wouldn't be on here. And I believe it's for a purpose. I really do. I showed the toilet. I'm in the bathroom. But anyways, there's a book. It's called God Meant It for Good. R.T. Kendall, I believe is his name, the author. It was one of my favorite books. So you might be, I think you can find that on Amazon. Okay. Bye-bye. Oh, I told you I would show you some of the decorations. You know, nothing fancy, but I'll show you the fireplace and the Christmas tree lit. I've got some other ornaments for it. I should say ornaments, but they'll stick things with the sparkles and white. So I ordered those from Amazon, so I'm waiting for those to come in. Tell me what you put up for Christmas. I know some of you don't want to do anything, but put a little bit up, okay? And this is the fireplace. I basically have the same decorations I had last year. I'm not sure how I put them up there, but I always make sure that the figure of Mary and Joseph and baby Jesus are the number one thing. Oh, I should turn my floodlights on so you can see it. Yeah, that make it better, huh? It's my favorite little, I don't know, my favorite decoration. Okay, and this is with the lights on. I've got a few more things I ordered from Amazon to put on the tree. It's like those little silvery, white, sparkly branches you stick in the tree. So that's what's gonna go on. And you remember the horse head that Mr. Bill got me? I hated to put it away, so it's part of the decoration. This is a poinsettia painting that I did a few years back. I don't remember exactly when, but I think it was Nancy Medina that I painted it with her. This is another one that I painted with the lights kind of out, I don't know. But I just made this one up. Just kind of a poinsettia. Looks like it's at night, snow in the air, and the cold, but it's so beautiful. Mr. Cardinal. This is a flicker, this bird. Whoops, flew away.